Guys,
hello, Lee.
It's Tuesday. We've just done our sprint planning. What's happening this week?
So we've got a few fun things. Jack's finishing off the Colouring Voxels Museum DLC. Don't really know what the last one's going to be, but maybe trains. That might be fun.
I think trains are good.
We've got a couple more fixes on the Skystead Ranch update that we wanted to get out last week. Just a couple of minor things, so we're getting that off. What's it? It's got to keep its carnival event stuff. That stuff's live. You'll be doing a bit of Woolloo, maybe a bit of Nintendo. You're all over the place this week, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got the comic DLC coming out.
Yes.
That's getting finished up. Yeah, that's for Friday.
Cool.
Okay, so continuing the progress today on the museum DLC for Colouring Voxels. As you can see here, leaving off from Friday, I did leave the tank in a pretty good spot. So essentially all that I needed to do was sort of work on the exterior of the model, and you can see here I'm making a lot of progress now, and we're almost finished. All I need to do now is sort of separate the wheels out again, so I'll probably just merge all these layers together and then sort of select the wheels and take them apart, so I can texture the inside panels. So you can see here these sections aren't textured yet, and it'll be the same case for the inside as well, so I need to do all that as well as the bottom. But once that's all done, that should be the tank finished, and I can add it on to its base here, which then I'm going to go for a bit more of like a sort of like, dirty, sort of grimy look. Obviously, the wall wasn't a very colourful place, so I'm going to try and make it look as grimy as possible. And then I'm going to add in all the exterior decor, like the stairs and all the other little displays that'll be, surrounding and supporting the look of the tank.
Back working on Skystead Ranch, you can see that the Valentine's Day event is all active in game and stuff like that. That's as it should be, but we haven't actually got a build live to the public yet, so fingers crossed we can get this done pretty sharpish. But there were basically a couple of issues with the skylets we were hoping to push. Let me see if I can find them. It is Hopper and Ribbit, and basically they just need re-importing. It's quite easy stuff because their eyes weren't quite right. Here's Hopper here. You can see his eyes are in a normal position now, and I don't think I've got the criteria right to have a Hopper jumping around. There's also a couple of fixes that Lee spotted when we was testing the cooking, so if we just build a couple of cooking items.
A few moments later.
Yeah, we've done a lot of fixing for cooking, so fingers crossed I should be able to make all of the items now. But one of the issues was with the Scry fruit. So if you played the game, you know that this item floats away when you let go of it, which meant that you couldn't put it on any surfaces, so like any tables, it would just fly away like that. And also that stops you from being able to cook with it as well. So just need to get another one. There we go. So now it actually, when you drop it onto one of the cooking boards, then it actually processes the fruit. It doesn't just fly away. And it does mean that you can actually produce cut sky fruit now, which is really cool, which opens up a lot of cooking options in the future as well. So yeah, just a few things. Hopefully we'll get this update out.
So yes, I got the vlog finished up today. That's all exported, ready for review. Good timing on that again. Tried a new method with the actual audio balancing. So instead of sort of manually doing it as I would normally do, I've been using this dynamics system. So it limits it to, I've set it to -2 for some of the clips, -3 for most of them. And then it also boosts the compressor. It also compresses and boosts any low frequency audio up by 12 decibels. And that sort of keeps it at, can I possibly do it? No. Keeps the bar here above -6, between -6 and -3 for the most part. So hopefully that works better when it gets reviewed by Rob. We'll know for sure how that's worked out. And over here on Nintendo again, had some pushbacks over the weekend. I've resubmitted all of the requests, all the changes they've requested. And you see here as well, Japan's also submitted for review. So we heard back from Japan in regards to updating the store page with the new add-on content. And then because of that, I can send off the bundle as well. So that's all sent off as well. So again, everything's now just waiting for Nintendo. So hopefully we'll hear back from those in due course. And then that's for this week. So sort of yesterday, I went through and did all the QA for the comic DLC. This is the finished upload as well. This is now live to the public. There's no save files on this PC since I tested it at home. But yeah, there was little changes to make to almost every single image, apart from this one down here, panel 16. Everything else had like a little tweak to make here and there. It was mostly minor stuff, so nothing to worry about. But yeah, that's all good to go as against live. So good timing on this, getting this ready for the end of the week.
Yes, so I've been working a little bit more on Wolook today, just a little bit. I've had a bit of admin stuff to get on top of, but just carrying on with the gamepad controls. So we managed to do an update, was it last week? I can't remember, which basically pushed a lot of the controls for the main menu and things like that. But there were a few gaps, so like the tutorial screen here, we've made a few changes here. This little like dot thing at the bottom, that's new. That's basically to sort of indicate which page of the tutorial you're on. A lot of this is mouse based, so we are going to have to like actually change that, re-record them, and then have some sort of switcher that swaps out which video is playing based on whether or not you've got a gamepad plugged in or if you're using mouse and keyboard. But yeah, it's all working quite well. So if you press A, you go through, you can press B to go back, and then if you either back on the first page or continue all the way through to the end and then press again, it will go back to the main menu, which is just what we want. Just one of those things that we need to get sorted. But yeah, we're pretty much getting there with control support. There's only a couple of things left to do in the main menu. And yeah, we can crack on with actually getting the game working then.
A few tests this morning regarding the comic DLC that's coming out on Friday, but yeah, the rest of the day has been spent a bit on the QA for Skystead Ranch, so just wrapping up the rest of the stuff that got pushed back on Friday, and just so we can get the post out as quick as possible. So yeah, put together a big update post here. It does need to be QA'd by Rob, and there is still one minor fix that I've pushed back as well regarding the cooking, but that shouldn't be too much to fix that either. So yeah, that is hopefully going to be out by now, so you can be able to check that out yourselves, the big post, all the updates, new skylights, etc. So yeah, that's ready to be checked and then released.
Back in the office, we are moving on Monday, so this is sort of like a last ditch attempt to get everything packed and squared away. We haven't been here in a couple of weeks, but yeah, I brought bin bags this time, so this is the corner where we're just chucking everything out. Really lots of bin bags full of stuff. It's just loads of boxes and stuff that we didn't need. Like we had like 5 different motherboard boxes. We don't need that. But yeah, just an update on the wall. I think I saw on the news today that the UK has rained every day this year. So as you can imagine, the wall that gets wet when it rains isn't faring too well. You can see loads of like mold and stuff. This like whole section of damp is new. You can see it's dripping now because it's chucking it down outside. All this mold is new.
What's that,
yeah,
brother?
the place really isn't looking good. So thankfully, we're moving. We did receive a few updates on the new office that we're getting. Basically, they're going to do some work so that we have a different entrance and stuff. Hopefully, Lee can put a picture on screen. But we're really excited for that. It should mean that we're sort of like, I don't know, a bit more public facing and stuff, which would be cool. But yeah, just finishing off this room, you can see everything in this cupboard area has been cleared away. Most of it was just Skystead Ranch stuff, to be honest, left over from the Kickstarter. We're keeping a lot of it. Christmas decorations, things like that. But yeah, it's pretty much done. We just need to a few more things to chuck away. And then we just need to clean the place, really. Yeah, so yeah, just a few more boxes to seal there for today. And then that'll be job done. Just another thing before I head off. We don't know how big the sofa is, and we hope that it fits in the back of the van. I mean, I assume so, because it's not one of the things that vans are for. But something Kim's worried about, and she's obviously hiring the van and driving us. And the other thing is, for the storage place we're actually moving all this stuff to, I needed to do an inventory. So basically, like, getting all of the items, assigning a money value to it, and then, like, I guess tallying it. I think it's for insurance and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously these are quite expensive, that and the TVs as well. But I think the main thing is underneath one of these boxes under here is the PlayStation 5 dev kit, which has a value of much more than me. So so making sure that's logged, making sure that all the boxes are counted and things like that. So yeah, just had to do that as well.
Okay, so you can see here we're making a lot of good progress on the museum DLC. We're almost there, I'd say about 95% of the way through. I'm just need to finish off the train section, which is almost complete. And you can see here, it actually took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do for the wallpaper of this room. And I sort of wanted to keep it like an old-timey look, as these are old trains, but I also didn't want to do something too similar. However, I did settle on doing the brick wall again, but obviously I've changed it quite a bit, so for this World War I sort of section, it's very much, sort of dull, monotone colours, so it's a lot of warm colours, so, like bronzes and creams. Whereas I want to keep it a bit more industrial looking, so I went for more of a traditional brick wall, but it's also damaged. And I thought keeping the green wheels, the purple here, also had a nice effect and kept it quite colourful without making it look too dull. So yeah, it's looking pretty good now. I just need to go through and add in some display cases. I'm thinking for the display case, I'm going to do sort of like little dioramas of different trains. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to put in them yet, but I know what I'm going to put in them, but I don't know what sort of type of train I'm going to put in them. So I just need to fill this section up here, and I think that'll be me done. There's a few things that I need to tweak, however. Obviously, last time I put them into Unity, I thought they were all done. However, I realised that I've actually exported too many levels. I think I did 5 from here and 5 from this one as well. Obviously, that won't add up to 16. We typically want 4 levels per room, so I'm going to have to re-export everything, which might take a while, but we're definitely still making good progress, so I don't mind too much.
Yeah, so me and Lee went for a trip into town to talk to a new accountant that we have been introduced to. Things have gone quite well, but I think we're both knackered after it. It was a lot of fun. The finance stuff is just so boring, isn't it? But yeah, back to Loop. That's the one. Yeah, so working on the final last things with this. So I managed to get, when you press X, this sort of like pop-up toggles. You can still see the little lip at the bottom there, but we'll fix that. And I've just been making it so that it automatically selects the correct worlds that you've currently got on, and that you can navigate between all of these, because all of these are populated at runtime, so you have to sort of like manually work out the flow of the directions and stuff that you can press to switch between them all. You can just press X to toggle that, and I have sort of like raised the animation as well, so when you go on the mouse, it is a little bit higher than it was before, but I think we needed to raise it anyway because we were sort of at the limit anyway. You see this one's ticking over here. I think this is just a debug one. But yeah, a little bit of work to do on this, so when you toggle away from it, you can see that store page button should be selected, but it isn't, and you can't navigate. So I'll quickly need to fix that, but we're getting there.
Okay, so I actually initially thought I was done with the modelling process of the museum DLC. You can see here that I got the entire train section done, and I was completely ready to start exporting this out, but I realised later on that I just did not texture the floor for the World War I section. It turns out I just completely forgot and didn't even realise. I was seem to be blinded to it. So I'm going through it now, adding some sort of like old-fashioned planks, and you can see here I've got a bit more texturing to do here on the right side, but it isn't taking too long. It's a bit of a beefy process, but we'll get there in the end. But as soon as I've done that, I can then do the long process of exporting everything out. Like I said earlier, I do need to sort of reshuffle around how I export each level, as I've done too many. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting things out, probably in voxel first, as it's a lot easier to control sort of things that are high up, so I'll be able to sort of select things at the pterodactyl. Oh, where am I going? Things at the pterodactyl are a lot easier, sort of get the wall with it as well, some posters. And then I'll probably go into Cubicle and sort of clean out the edits, because I know Rob was saying that I could possibly cut out some of these levels here with in the dinosaur realm, where I can sort of line it up with the rocks, which I think will look really cool. So there's a few more things that I need to do, but we're getting there. As for the modelling process, we're pretty much done now.
Now that we've got some of the other tasks out of the way, it's nice to get back onto Loop, sort of just catching back up with getting the DLC prepped. Not sure if I'm sure there's image off already. If I have, I'll cut this bit out. But otherwise, yeah, so I've made a little satellite internet sort of diagram of how it works. Obviously, PC to modem to satellite dish, etc. Quite a nice one. There's a diagram, bit of perspective in there as well, even though it's, again, a diagram. Hopefully that word plays alright. And then today, I finished up these 2 levels here. So start with a simple one, just sort of mouse cursors from various icons or just ways your mouse can appear, and then made them into a small level. Each one's a different colour, just to add a bit of variety in there. Yeah, quite happy with the way it's turned out, and I've just finished up this streaming level. I've just changed the background to be a bit brighter, but we'll probably edit it anyway. But yeah, again, nice bit of perspective. You got the light at the back with the camera and the keyboard, and yeah, just a small little level. Hopefully plays alright, and we'll see when we get the feedback from the QA testing.
Okay, so I have been cracking on with this Loop controller stuff, got this working, so it selects the right thing, and then when you press X again, it actually selects what your last selected world was. So if I go up to Field Guide here, press X, it shows me Skystead Ranch, press X again, it goes back to Field Guide. That's very good. Also works with the DLC gallery stuff, so it selects the store page button and stuff like that. That's all working, that's great. The next step though is to actually get it working in game, which is, I just didn't realise how much work there was. I thought there'd be a lot less. So left and right, what are these buttons called? The triggers? Anyway, they work to select which route you want to do. But then that's it at the moment. I guess, like, normally you would press mouse click to sort of start clicking and dragging. We need something for that. Other than that, well, I've got the controller, like the actual controller working. It's a bit much. We might need to do some sort of like, Jack suggested some sort of auto aim assist or something like that. It is super difficult to control at the moment. Like I can't even. Oh, and then I've got to use the mouse again to start it again. Yep. Nope. Try again. Nope. Nope. And mouse again. Oh. Oh, broth. Broth, right, okay, there we go. Now doing this bit's quite nice, but yeah, as you can imagine, it is quite fiddly. So there's a lot of work to do, and then like the zooming in and out and stuff like that needs doing. So yeah, there's actually a lot more work here than I thought originally. But it's exciting, and we should be able to work something out and see how it goes.
I'm not sure if anyone's shown this off yet, but we are all taking turns QA testing the Color Pixel 7. Making progress quite well, so I think Jack's went through the cards DLC. I think Rob's done the pastels, and yeah, of course, going through all the different ones. I'm still working my way through Candy. I'm a bit behind on the actual hours put in for testing, but yeah, getting there. Find a couple of issues here and there. And obviously, the cards pack shows that's something that Rob is aware he needs to fix. So yeah, just make my way through, see how far I can get, and try and get my hours put in for getting the QA testing done here.
Right, all good? Okay. Rob Lee. Oh. Rob Lee. Rob feels sick, but he's going to truck through it.
Okay.
He's trucking through it.
It's end of the week. As of this video coming out, we have the museum DLC coming out for Color Voxels, so check it out. We're actually back on holiday this week. As of last week, we had the comic book DLC coming out. That's for us tonight, but make sure you check that out as well if you haven't, for Color Pixels. And then, yeah, next month we have more things coming out. And we have the next Woloop DLC, to be the computer DLC, and then there'll be more Color Pixels and boxes as well. So check the news pages for that, see what we have coming up. But yeah, as always, thanks to everyone who stops by Jack streams every other week. And thanks to our Discord community, very chatty, which is very good. And to our patrons as always, thank you very much.
Woo!